In a small village surrounded by lush green hills, there lived a young man named Arjun. He was known for his relentless ambition and his constant planning for the future. Arjun spent his days dreaming of the life he would one day have: a grand house, a thriving business, and a loving family. He worked tirelessly, saving every penny, and telling himself, one day, all this sacrifice will pay off. But as the years passed, Arjun began to feel a growing emptiness. He was so focused on building a perfect tomorrow that he forgot to live in the present. His friends invited him to celebrations, but he declined, saying, "I'll celebrate when I've achieved my goals." His family urged him to take a break and enjoy life, but he replied, "There's no time for rest. I need to secure my future." One day, an old sage visited the village. Arjun, curious and seeking wisdom, approached the sage and shared his struggles. "I've worked so hard for tomorrow, but I feel like I'm missing out on today. What should I do?" The sage smiled and handed Arjun a small empty jar. "Fill this jar with the most beautiful stones you can find," he said. Arjun, eager to prove his dedication, spent hours searching for the most exquisite stones. He returned with the jar filled to the brim and handed it to the sage. The sage nodded and said, "Now, pour water into the jar." Arjun was confused but obeyed. To his surprise, the water seeped through the gaps between the stones, filling the jar completely. The sage then said, "The stones represent your dreams and goals, important, but not enough to fill your life. The water represents the small, everyday moments, the laughter, the connections, the joy of living. Without them, life feels empty, no matter how many stones you collect." Arjun's eyes widened as he understood the lesson. He had been so focused on gathering stones for tomorrow that he had neglected the water of today. From that moment on, he decided to change his approach. He still worked toward his goals, but he also made time to enjoy the present. He attended festivals, spent time with loved ones, and took moments to appreciate the beauty around him. Years later, Arjun achieved many of his dreams, but what he cherished most were the memories he had created along the way. He realized that life is not about waiting for the perfect tomorrow, but about embracing the imperfect, beautiful today. As he grew older, he became a mentor to many in the village, sharing the wisdom he had learned from the sage. One evening, as he sat by the fire with a group of young dreamers, he said, "The future is a destination, but the present is the journey. If you spend all your time staring at the horizon, you'll miss the beauty of the path beneath your feet. Don't wait for the perfect moment to be happy, because happiness is not a destination. It's a way of traveling. Live today with intention, gratitude, and joy, and you'll find that the future takes care of itself." One day, a young boy approached Arjun and asked, "But what if I fail? What if my dreams don't come true?" Arjun smiled warmly and placed a hand on the boy's shoulder. "Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey," he said. "What matters is not whether you reach every goal, but whether you live fully along the way. The stones you gather may not always be perfect, but the water, the moments of love, laughter, and connection will always fill your life with meaning. So dream boldly, but never forget to live today, for it is in the present that you truly find yourself." The moral of the story is simple. While it's important to plan for the future, don't let it consume your present. Life is happening right now in the small, fleeting moments that often go unnoticed. Take a deep breath, look around, and find joy in today. After all, today is the only day you truly have. Tomorrow is a promise, but today is a gift. Unwrap it and live it fully.